I still will be shocked.
I would have loved to stand on the existing protocol, thereby saving time. But the Justice for Mohbad movement would have died a natural death long ago if the Nigerian public, especially those on TikTok, who never stop demanding for justice every day, in spite of the blatant attempt to frustrate the process of justice and invariably sweep the case under the carpet as the usual practice here in Nigeria. For over a year, including Midnight, TikTok hosts, their panelists, supporters, and most significantly, non-Nigerians, they expend their resources and sacrifice way so much into seeking justice for the late singer Ilerioluwa Promise Aloba, also known as Mohbad. So I must specially pay homage to them. Also, Mohbad's father, Mr. Joseph Aloba, who up until now has not betrayed his son, his beloved son. He keeps on fighting, even when it seems he's standing alone within the family. I think he deserves a round of applause. Let's give him a round of applause. We must never underscore the role of the media and bloggers. The role they are playing is quite commendable. Permit me to say thank you to the representatives of the National Association of Nigerian Students present here, human rights activists, our donors and volunteers of Break the Silence Foundation. Without your support, this foundation would have remained voiceless. We have a team of dedicated lawyers, I mean human rights lawyers, present here today. Let me use the opportunity of this to officially introduce and express gratitude to our legal team at Break the Silence Foundation. You might as well call them public lawyers. They are Dr. S.O. Jimo. He has a PhD in law, so one step to becoming a professor. So please give him a round of applause. And of course, we have Barrister H.T. Mohammed. He was in court. He was in court. They are twins anyway. So imagine we're going around. And of course, we have Barrister H.K. Mohammed. He was also in court earlier today to represent us in court, and you know, it's quite funny the drama that came up there, but once she exercised it. All right, we have so many other partners at Gravis Less Practice. That is a chamber that is working with Break the Silence Foundation. Please give them a round of applause. And even beyond, other lawyers that are also into this movement and beyond. So I want to say thank you for your decision to assist the struggle with your experience. And to our beautiful, amiable MC, today's volunteers, and the public. The public is grateful to all of you. We are grateful. We are indeed grateful. As you all can recall, a fortnight ago, we had our first press briefing. It was quite successful, and noteworthy is the unexpected attendance of Adura Aloba in company of a mother, Abosede Adiola Olumuyi. They were accompanied by two uninvited guests and trespassers who almost turned the session into a rowdy and a near violent one. So I'm going to be using this opportunity to apologize to anyone who found that security lapses, offensive. We are going to be taking appropriate legal actions before it becomes statute bar. Because such act and criminality is unacceptable, and we will not allow it to pass by. Today,
oh sorry, no, I can't do without you. No.
I didn't see this is swing. Sorry, to listen. Today is a follow-up on that conference, which is Conference 2.0. We all can attest and draw conclusion to the fact that Adura Aloba, though came on that day, but did not show us anything to prove he was impersonated. Nowhere. And of course, we allowed him and his mother, we gave them reasonable time, an opportunity to prove their points before the public and the whole world, as required by law. Yet, they wasted that opportunity to allow the world to hear them and to know about the sudden death of Mohbad. These were people that have first-hand information about how Mohbad died. They had opportunity. This is their son, this is their blood. But of course, we keep learning every day. When you see things like that, we continue to learn and say, is this the word, and is this what the word is all about? What exactly is the definition of family? But that, they couldn't prove to us that he was impersonated. And we could all see again today in court. The next thing is that they wanted to settle out of court. After 5-count charges, you claim somebody impersonated you, and suddenly you want to settle out of court. The funny thing is that I'm an actor. I never knew I would be meeting special actors. We are Oscar to relocate to Nigeria. It is beyond doubt that Adura, at the said press briefing, admitted he once owned the said phone in possession of Damola Ainde, and that both boys were brothers and close disciples of Mohbad, respectively. So it is not a case of stolen phone. This is not a case of stolen phone that was used to send a 30-second phone clip. Adura claimed to have sold the phone to the impersonator and forgot to log out of his TikTok account or delete his, video gallery. The height of it is that he confirmed at that press conference, you all could bear witness, that there is a lengthy version which is about 12 minutes out of the 30 seconds he sent to me. During the press conference, he confirmed the late singer Mohbad, his fiancée Cynthia Aloba, and one person. He refused to divulge the name or the identity of a third person that was in the video. And if the men of the Nigerian police in charge of the case act swiftly, professionally, and promptly, they will retrieve the full video with ease. The excuse that the video is in the phone with the prosecutor in the ongoing impersonation case in Ogba Magistrate Court, where Adura is surprisingly made the complainant, would not be a threat to our own request for investigation into the confession of violence and video evidence that may have led to the death of late Ilerelua Promise Aloba, which is radically different from the case of impersonating that is ongoing at Ogba Magistrate Court. It's most to be noted religiously that if Adura's iCloud is freshly installed in an iPhone, it will recover all images and documents on the phone with the investigating police officer, which of course will include the 12 minutes video in contention. So whatever it is that they're trying to do, the abracadabra, the family settlements meeting, come and worry. The point is, if the police would do the due diligence, it's very simple. We can even help them with a new iPhone. Adura, don't worry, just sit down, get a new iPhone, install your iCloud, the video in that phone with the prosecutor in court, everything in that phone will transfer into the one, and then we'll get the truth and justice to be served. So, and if we'll be honest with ourselves, it is my express opinion that Lagos State Police Command appeared to have been compromised in this homicide case of Mohbad. We wrote petitions since December 12th, 2024, no action, no progress. However, despite repeated demands for action, flowing from the above, it becomes pertinent that the higher command within the Nigerian police force takes over this case and start the investigation afresh and in most transparent manner. The public have lost trust and faith in the state criminal investigating department on this Mohbad's case they are handling, and that is the pure and honest truth. The trust is lost with the state CID, Lagos State Police Command. We cannot believe that they will get us the truth and justice in Mohbad's case, and that is why we are asking that the case should be taken away from them. And as a matter of fact, we have applied and we have written a petition towards that effect, that the case should be lifted away from them, and that is what we'll be expecting. There are conflicting reports, and our foundation, through our private investigation, is edging close to establish the exact date and time Mohbad died, that the police has failed to do. Unconfirmed reports and speculations already flying around is that Mohbad died on the 11th of September 2023 and not the 12th that was previously announced. And he was brought in dead, and rigomotis had already set in for someone rushed to 2 hospitals within 10 to 30 minutes of his house respectively. And this is it. What we are getting as feelers, because we swung into action as a human rights organization, we were able to cooperate and work with the police at some point. We decided to keep it low profile, and we were able to get a series of court injunctions. It wasn't an easy task. We started in December with the help of our solicitors, and we were able to move fast. Of course, the police, like I said, they are working, and they're working well. It's just a department that we are not comfortable with, and we got injunction to enter into the crime scene where the crime and the event actually was domiciled, where Mohbad actually passed. You all can see I posted a video, and you saw what we were able to bring out in terms of the CCTV. There are so many other things that were detected and the police are working on. And you know, it's quite unfortunate that, again, from what we are getting, we just want a very concrete evidence that will be established, which is coming very soon, that Mohbad actually passed on 11. And then picture it yourself. Has it gotten to that state for us in this country as a nation? How many of us would want either our son, daughter, or ourselves to actually, you know, be killed by whoever, and then they keep your body somewhere 2-3 days, and then the next thing they did is, let's package the body and let's fool the public. And the same people that are meant to be your blood are now screaming, help us, doctor, help us, when I'm already dead 3 days ago. I don't think I want to belong to that kind of a family. And that is what we have to resist as a nation, as youths, as students, as upright citizens. This is a serious pandemic. If we allow this to pass, if the public fail in this part, there will be a serious problem. And certainly, this clearly tells us that the DVR may have been uprooted by those in the house with him when he passed. Furthermore, getting Mohbad's iCloud log in will equally solve the mystery, as the CCTV images will still be sitting in his archive. These are elementary things the police ought to know and done as part of the investigation. In the light of the above, the Nigerian police within 2 weeks will have to prove one thing to this foundation and to the public, that they are either using the police institution. I need you to underline that. Within 2 weeks, the Nigerian police will have to prove to all of us that they are either using the police institution to aid and abet criminals in the toga of murderers, or the Nigerian police will be standing by the public who want justice, no matter the personality involved. They have few weeks to prove that to us. And there is no way we will fold our hands and allow a privileged few manipulate and use a noble but sacred institution like the Nigerian police to achieve their criminal ego and machinations. With this new lead of video evidence and reasonable witness, if within 14 days the video from Adura and confession will not lead to decisive arrest and DPP's advice, with the trial date fixed, we will take to the street, particularly at Freedom Square or Jota, and we will seek justice in the court of public opinion. We will draw conclusion that criminality-minded fellows are now in control of the Nigerian police, particularly Lagos State Command, and that the Lagos State government has no respect for the rule of law. Nigerian youths will not spare any individual, no matter how highly placed, if fingered in the syndicate trying to help the killers of Mohbad evade justice. Justice for Mohbad is non-negotiable. No retreat, no surrender. And that is what we're going to be doing. If within days and weeks we don't get the police to do their job, like I said, we have been interfacing with the right team in the Nigerian police. Nigerian police is under the exclusive list. It's being controlled by one command. One command, that is the federal headquarters in Abuja. But of course, this particular case of Mohbad, under the law and jurisdiction, is expected to be treated by the Lagos State Police Command, which of course, through this investigating department, the SCID. But of course, we are not satisfied. Just the way when you go to court and judges, they give you a judgment. If you're not satisfied, it is not arrogance. It is not because you are trying to be stubborn. If you think the case is not okay by you, it is your inalienable right, it's your fundamental right to seek redress in a higher court. But Nigerians, we need to speak to ourselves, Nigerian youth and students. You must know your right, stand by it and defend it. In this particular one, we are not okay with the way the state command is handling Mohbad's case, and I can tell you, if it goes on like this, Mohbad will not get justice, in spite of the various evidence that are available. And that is why we have been able to take a legal action by informing the higher authority in the police command that it should take over the case file from the Lagos State Police Command, so that it will be balanced. Because how do you want to explain this? In the case that is in Ogba Magistrate Court, I am supposed to be the complainant. But whatever it is, I don't know, they turned me to a witness. Adura became the complainant. In your own lifetime, and you are a youth, you are a student, and you think the future will wait for you and without you playing a role. If you want the future and this country to be useful for you, you need to play a part in making it a better society. It's not going to turn up good for anybody with magic. Citizens of every country, they see the country and the flag as a sacred thing that they need to put their life on, to say we need to sacrifice. It is not politicians that go to the moon for America. They are citizens like you. What role are you playing to make this country better if you want to benefit from this country? Justice is one of the core pillars of the Nigerian society. If justice is taken away from any society, whether military, democratic, monarchic, any kind of government, then that country is already going down the drain. It's nosediving. Justice belongs to you. And that is why I'm calling on everybody. Mohbad looked like he doesn't have a mother fighting for him. I'm calling on every mother in Nigeria. You can be his mother. He is on the morgue. He doesn't have to be your son before you fight for him. Stand up and fight for him. Mohbad looked like he doesn't have a sibling. Where are his siblings? Look at what is going on. Can you be his sibling, for heaven's sake? Can you just come through for him? Be that person that has got a conscience. Mohbad looked like he doesn't have much friends, because he used to have friends when he was alive. Millions of people following him. How many people are fighting for justice for him? How many of his friends do we have now? Including those that he collaborated with his talents. But you can stand up for him. I'm appealing to you to stand up for him. That should be our identity as a country, as a nation. Let us stand up for him. And of course, he has a father standing for him. You can be the second father. And that is the way, and that is how I want us to be identified as a nation. A nation that stands up together and fights for themselves. We all are Nigerians. And together, we will heal this country and get our country back and working well. And Luta continua. Victory is certain. Justice for Mohbad, and thank you for listening to me. Thank you.
You said at the court earlier, some things happened. Because many of us were not at court. We would like you to intimate the public via this press conference about true happenings in the court a few hours ago. in full. Give us everything in vivid explanation.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. When it becomes a court matter, that is not mostly the work of we activists. Our learned counsel here is in the court, so he will brief you what happened in the court.
Not about the proceedings. You said it was drama.
Yeah, he will tell you. He will tell you the legal, so that you know it's a court of law. All right, sir. You can.
Yes. My name is H.K. Mohammed. I want to stand on the existing protocol because of time. I was in court today in respect of the criminal matter, but to the greatest surprise, when the matter came up, the defense counsel, that is lawyer to the defendant, the accused person, told the court that they are at the verge of settlement. And what this means is that they want to settle the matter out of court. So,
there's no way I want to shift it.
but the complainant is requesting the he's requesting the defendant to tender a public apology on social media. So the counsel is now saying that it will be prejudice to request for an apology through the social media because the matter is already in court, and you know when the matter is in court, nobody is allowed to debate or to talk anything about the matter of the court. That is elsewhere, either in the media or elsewhere. You are not allowed to debate the matter anywhere except the court. So their counsel is now telling them that requesting public apology through the social media will defeat the essence of going to court because it will have already prejudiced the mind of court. But the court said it's not interested in tendering an apology or accepting an apology. Its own is to deal with the matter one time. So that whatever settlement they have is an in-house arrangement within themselves and not to be brought to court. That what is going to do is to give us a trial date. When settlement is able to scale through, all well and good. But when it fails, the matter will proceed to trial and the defendant will be made to face the music. Now, what we are surprised about is that our convener here wrote a petition in respect of the matter in court. He is supposed to be the complainant, but the police are answering the petition on behalf of the victim, on behalf of the suspect, the defendant in court now. That is not done in a civilized society. The person whose name appears in the petition is the one that will be made to answer the content of the petition and not the way around. And then the police is now answering for the suspect or the defendant. That's not done anywhere. So they are saying, okay, when the complainant was asking he was asking Aloba and Ahmed that how did the phone get to you? He said he bought the phone. So he wasn't even the one that said it. The police quickly hijacked the interrogation and answered on his behalf that okay, don't worry, he bought the phone. When he bought the phone, he forgot to delete the TikTok account.
To even sign out.
Or to even sign out. So that means they are already answering the interrogation on behalf of the person that the question was directed to. So that means there's a suspicion of compromise. And this is what we are saying, that the matter must be investigated independently and must be transparent. Justice must be done in this matter and not to just be done, but must have been manifestly things to have been done. But we want to assure the public that justice delayed is not justice denied. We will get to the root of this matter. All the culprits must be brought to book. That's our campaign. Thank you so much.
Did that answer your question? All right, let's go to the next question. Oh yeah, please, the person. Are you the one asking? Oh yeah.
She's answering. Please, your name and
Sit down. Okay.
My name is Yomi Fabiyi. I write for very well newspaper. I will beg for your pardon to allow me to ask question. The language I'm representing as Yoruba language. Yeah, ẹgbẹ́ ìtọ́jọ́ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Yomi Fabiyi. Gbàgbọ́ àti ẹgbàá ló sọ́ta pé àwọn ọmọ nípa ẹni ẹgbẹ́ láti ìlú lẹ̀ nítorí àtidáàbòbò ẹ̀mí. Ṣé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni wọ́n fi ń lé pẹ̀mí àbí lórí nǹkan mi? Láìpẹ́ náà ọ̀gbẹ́lẹ̀ kìí ní pé ẹ sọ pé tí ẹ kò bá rí ìdájọ́ lórí lọ́tọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá pé ẹ máa ṣe ìwọ́de tó máa lágbára tó máa wáyé ní Ọjọ́ta. Lẹ́yìn ìwọ́de yẹn tí ẹ bá rí ìdájọ́ òdodo kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn?
I will apologize that I have to respond to him in Yoruba first, then I will say it in English. Is that okay by us? Yes. So that I will, feed the stuff. First and foremost, while I was in the course of this struggle, ibi tí mo wà lẹ́nu gbogbo wàhálà yìí tí mo lọ sí àdúgbò Mohbad, ibi tí mo ti rìn ni mo ti ṣalábàápàdé àwọn ohun tó dàbẹ̀ ní kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àsìkò tí Mohbad tó kú. Àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí inú tèmi ṣe rí, mo láti ṣe àlàyé kí gbàjarè síta látàrí àwọn ohun tí èmi ti ní lọ́wọ́, torí pé gbogbo ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí lábẹ́ bó tilẹ̀ òǹkó rí tá bá fẹ́ mú òótọ́ gangan bí ọjọ́ méjì sọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta ni, so kò sí àǹfààní àti mọ bí ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ láti àárọ̀ kùtù dálẹ́. Àmọ́ níwọ̀nba díẹ̀ tí ó ti bọ́ sí èmi ní etí, mo ké gbàjarè síta. Àmọ́ ńgbà tí àwọn tí ó ní ọ̀rọ̀ tó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé òótọ́ ni àwọn tèmi ń sọ jáde yẹn, wọn ò mọ̀ bóyá ṣé ni mo ti rí ni o àbí wọ́n sọ fún mi ni o àbí mo gbọ́ lẹ́nu ẹni tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lójú ẹ̀, nítorí wọn ò máa pa àbí tó jẹ́ pàápàá ó wá tún wá jẹ́ pé ohun tó ṣí ojú àwọn èèyàn sí apá àbí tí ẹ̀rí tó fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ tó ṣe rán àwọn tí ó ṣe ìkà yìí tó ṣe rán wọn lẹ́wọ̀n, òun ni ìmíṣẹ́ lọ yẹn. So ńgbà tí wọ́n ń wá ọ̀nà àti bọ̀ pé ṣé lóòótọ́ ni ọmọ bóyá wà lọ́wọ́ mi ni o bóyá báyìí ni o, ìdí tó fi lè rí pé mo tọ́ka sí pé bí báyìí ni kẹ lọ tẹ bá fẹ́ rí ohun tí mo sọ yẹn, tọ́dẹ̀ rí pé dájúdájú ẹni ìṣalábàápàdé nǹkankan àbó rí nǹkankan àbó fetí kọ̀ọ̀kan, mo kàn rí àpẹẹrẹ pé wọ́n fẹ́ gba ẹ̀mí mi. So mo ṣe rí àpẹẹrẹ yẹn ntọ́dẹ̀ mi jẹ́ pé láàrin ó kù bí wákàtí mẹ́rin kí n kàn lọ sínú ilé mi, wọ́n ti rò pé bí tí mo wà máa dá wà ní torí news site ni mo kọ́ pé káwọn lọ bẹ̀ kán ṣọṣẹ́ so that tọ́ bá ti rí èrè palẹ́nu wọn irú ìjà tá à ń jà nírú èní kò ní ṣeé ṣe. Nígbà tí mi ìdẹ̀ tí ìmọ̀ ibi tí gbogbo kíní ẹ̀ ti wá, gbogbo àwọn tí mo lè pè ìgbà yẹn gan kò tiẹ̀ sí àǹfààní àti pé gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní intelligent community nílẹ̀ yìí àti lókè òkun, torí pé kò sí àsìkò tó kù fún mi ní méjì kò yẹra. Tí n bá dúró lórí fóònù pípẹ́ jù òun lọ fi ń tíráàkì mi. So ńgbà mo dẹ̀ ní mo láti tọ́ síìmù yọ, kò sí bí mo ṣe lè pe àwọn èèyàn, mo láti kọ́kọ́ du ẹ̀mí mi tí bá wà mí tó ti wà ókè, mo ṣẹlẹ̀ wá sọ ohun tí mo rí, ó dẹ̀ lójú yàn tí mo lè bá sọ. So mo wá wò pé mo ti lè lọ tí mo fi lè ọkàn mi lè balẹ̀ tí mi ò ní wó pàkọ́ mi jù, mo ní pé kí tètè tọkọ̀ létí tí bá wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn tí bá ti wá mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, ta ló gangan ló fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí mi, irú àwọn wo ló jẹ́, agbára wo ló ní, táwọn yẹn náà àwọn tèmi náà mọ̀ tó já lágbára nínú intelligent community nínú ayé tó bá lọ ṣèwádìí fún mi tó bá sọ àwọn báyìí ni àwọn náà ti wà lórí wọn ẹjọ́ ìdókòó bá dé nígbà tí wọ́n ti pariwo iṣẹ́ yẹn nílẹ̀wù yẹn lọ́ní àwọn báyìí ni afurasí ṣùgbọ́n aláti mú wọn báyìí, so wọ́n dẹ àwọn pápẹ́ tí wọ́n lẹ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀ ṣe máa bá mi kó sí ẹlẹ́dàá Mohbad àjẹkọ́ kó sí, so ọ̀dẹ̀ ní padà máa lọlé máa wọ̀rí èmi àti fẹ̀mí mi lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní wàhálà, mo láti mọ ohun tó fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí mi torí àsìkò yẹn tó bá gbẹ̀mí mi ní níran pé tó ṣe ṣe nìyẹn wọ́n máa parọ́ pé wọ́n wá jalè nínú ilé mi wọ́n máa stage robbery sínú ilé mi ni wọ́n wá gbẹ̀mí mi wá ní kò ṣe torí activism so ìsìn àtijọ́ wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ so ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn kọ́nà ọba kó bá ó yẹ kó ti yẹ yín náà ẹni gbogbo ọwọ́ tó ń gbé náà ẹni gbogbo àwọn kan tá à ń rí ẹ yẹ kẹ́ ti mọ̀ pé ejò wọn lọ́wọ́ ló bọ̀ tí ọlọ́run jù wọn lọ. ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ibẹ̀ ni títí ìwọ́de lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ náà èmi ò kì í fẹ́ láti máa bọ́ síta ká máa ṣe ìwọ́de mo máa ń nígbàgbọ́ pé àwọn tí a fi sí ipò ìjọba tó jẹ́ pé they are now in charge of our commonwealth ẹ̀tọ́ wọn ni láti fi ipò yẹn ṣe ohun tó lọ́tọ̀ àti tó tẹ̀lé òfin ẹ bá dẹ̀ wo gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ ni a ti gbé iléeṣẹ́ NGO kí ló ń pè yóò bá mi NGO tí o ṣe tìjọba iléeṣẹ́ wa tí o ṣe tìjọba àti gbégbésẹ̀ lórí kéèsì àti ṣèwọ́de níwájú court tẹ́ bá wo dáadáa kò fẹ́ wọ́pọ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà káwọn èèyàn lọ protest níwájú ilé ẹjọ́ so àṣeyẹn lórí kéèsì àti ṣèwọ́de lọ sí House of Assembly gbogbo yẹn quietly àfẹ́ da ìlú láàbù pé kọ́ lè rí pé kíní ń ká wa lára àti ṣe lọ káàkiri àti gbìyànjú àti ṣe press conference nísìn tọ́lọ́ gbogbo yẹn tí ó fi ń jọ pé ìgbésẹ̀ ò wá ọlọ́pàá ò ṣègbésẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀ nítorí wọ́n ní tí kú ilé ò bá pani tòde ò lè pani gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ ẹbí àtàrà arákùnrin gbogbo ẹ̀rí tí ó yẹ kí ọlọ́pàá rí wọ́n kọ́ ti kọ́kọ́ ṣe kí wọ́n ti dàkàbò àwọn tó yẹ kó jẹ́ pé àwọn ló yẹ kó máa jẹ́ olùfisùn ẹ wò báyìí náà títí tí wọ́n fi gbé Mohbad wọnú lẹ̀ kò sí kankan nú àwọn ẹbí ẹ̀ àtọ̀rẹ́ ni o àti alábàáṣe ni o àti ìyàwó ni o tó lọ sí àgọ́ ọlọ́pàá lọ fẹjọ́ sùn pé ẹni báyìí báyìí o ọ ti gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ wọnú lé o torí pé lábẹ́ bó tilẹ̀ òǹkórí tó bá jẹ́ pé lóòótọ́ làwọn kan ń lépa ẹ̀mí Mohbad ẹ wá gbé nọ́ọ̀sì tí ẹ mọ̀ rí tí ẹ mọ̀ léṣẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ bí tó ń gbé ẹ pè ní ọjọ́ kìíní ẹni kò ráyè ó lóun kọ́ ọjọ́ kejì irú nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn wá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ọjọ́ kejì ẹ wá ló gun lábẹ́rẹ́ orí abẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀ ní ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ bọ́ sí lábẹ́ bó tilẹ̀ òǹkórí tẹ́ ẹ bá tiẹ̀ náni pé ẹni yìí o èèyàn ni ẹ ti ẹ̀rọ oore tó ti ṣe fún yín sẹ́yìn ṣẹ́ni tí nọ́ọ̀sì tẹ pé wá tẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ́ bí tó ti wá ẹ̀ ríro pé àbáwọn tó tiẹ̀ fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe kí ni wọ́n dá nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn lọ́nà pé báwa lọ gún ní nǹkan báyìí kí ló wà fà tí wọ́n sọ fọlọ́pàá so wọ́n ti gbé òkú yẹn already wọ́n ti sin already àwọn ṣetán àti sọ fọlọ́pàá ọ̀kan so nídìí èyí ìyẹn tún lè díẹ̀ fún ìjọba àti gbogbo ariwo tí ẹ̀yin NGO tẹ̀ ń pariwo yìí àwa ilé-iṣẹ́ Lagos State àwa rẹ́dí àti gbẹ́jọ́ ìlọ court àmọ́ ẹ̀rí dà ẹlẹ́rìí dà bàbá Mohbad ò sí mẹ́gbàá tó ṣẹlẹ̀ kò lè dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹlẹ́rìí pé Mohbad ló ṣẹlẹ̀ torí tó bá jẹ́ pé ó wà ń bẹ̀ ni pẹ̀lú bó ṣe sọ pé òun fẹ́ mọ òkú tó kọ́ mọ ẹni tó bá tọ́ka sí ni ọlọ́pàá máa gbé ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tó wà ń bẹ̀ òun ni àdúrà ọmọ ìyá ọmọ bàbá ẹni tó wà ń bẹ̀ ni ìyàwó àti ìrìbí tó ti sọ pé òun báyìí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ òun tó sọ abẹ́rẹ́ nọ́ọ̀sì kẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe ọkọ̀ wọn gbé lọ́lé ẹjọ́ ànàmí fi ń dá yín lójú tó bá ṣe ìwádìí yẹn parí dandan ẹ̀ rí i pé nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn òkú ló padà wá kò tọ́jú Mohbad láàyè wọ́n tẹ́gẹ́ fún wa ni. so lábẹ́ bó tilẹ̀ òkórí ṣé o ta fẹ́ máa ṣe lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà lélẹ̀ ẹni tó bá ti mọ̀ pé irú tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Mohbad yẹn o nígbà tó ti bí òun o ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì tó gbóhùn lọ àbí wọ́n ṣáláṣà ó fọwọ́ sẹ́yà irú ò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ sóhun kó bọ́ta sọ pé Mohbad kò yẹ kó gba justice so tá a bá ti ṣe gbogbo eléyìí pẹ̀lú eléyìí tó wá ṣẹ̀wá jáde fún wa yìí pẹ̀lú fídíò yìí alàgbà kò sẹ́ni tó mú àdúrà ní pápá ẹlẹ́dàá Mohbad òkú ọ̀run ló dá láàmú tó ní lọ jẹ́wọ́ ó fúnra ẹ̀ kọ́ ni nígbà tó wá tọ́ kò sọ kó ṣe kó sọ ohun tójú ẹ̀rí nìkan ó ní àní ẹ̀rí tún wà tẹ́ bá fi mọ̀ pé nǹkan ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ wọ́n wá send the video 3 seconds ẹjọ́ ọlọ́pàá wá sọ fún wa pé lábẹ́ fídíò yìí o àwọn òní kankan táwọn lè mú jáde ń bẹ̀ mọ́ kò possible àwọn ọlọ́pàá apá kan lè sọ pé kò possible torí àmọ́ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n kò ń ṣe gbogbo ọlọ́pàá náà ní òṣìṣẹ́ kì í ṣe abiyamọ kò ń ṣe gbogbo ọlọ́pàá náà ló fẹ́ máa gbàgbọ́ de ẹni tó bá gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lórí ìlú yìí àbí ṣé ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà ń ta dá wọn lẹ̀ fún ni pé kọ́ máa dáàbò bo ẹni tó bá ń pa èèyàn ǹjẹ́ ó tiẹ̀ bójú mu ṣọ́ṣe gbọ́ ìyẹn ló fi fà á tó pé tí a bá ti rí ìgbésẹ̀ èmi o ọmọ Nàìjíríà ní mímì kì í ṣe ẹrú ẹni tó bá jẹ́ ẹrú òun lè sọ àmọ́ mi ò kì í ṣe ẹrú lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà n tó bá ti lè mú tí ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà ò rí ìgbésẹ̀ gbé lóye lè tó tún fẹ́ dáwọ́ pẹ̀lú gbọ́ àlùbọ̀rọ̀kọ́rọ̀ yìí dájúdájú kò sí tí wọn ní máa pa nípa ìfọwọ́fọwọ́fọṣúlù wa ìwọ tó bá bímọ okò bímọ lẹ̀ irú àwọn ọlọ́pàá báyìí wọn ní náà ní ẹ̀ kí ló dé táwa ní ṣe ìwọ́de gidi kó bá wa di ìwọ́de tó máa le jù kó tètè bá wa ṣe òun la ṣe sọ́lẹ̀ tàbá kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe ìwọ́de ilé ìṣe ìwọ́de àṣẹlẹ̀kan lọ ìwọ́de ilé máa le ju ensars lọ tó bá ń gbọ́kọ́ gbọ́ tó bá mú èmi wọ́n parọ́ mọ́ mi ní o wọ́n tì mí mọ́lé ní o wọ́n pa mí ní o ẹ continue èmi ò lè fíìlì pain kankan mọ́ tí bá ti lọ ẹ̀yin tẹ bá wà tẹ bá ń fíìlì ẹni pain ẹ jẹ́ kí pain yẹn kẹ sọ́ di pé òun tẹ fẹ́ bara yín lọ́wọ́ àwọn amúnisìn kẹ continue ẹ láti dìde ẹ láti jà torí ẹ nílùú mi o kò sí ìlú tẹ fẹ́ lọ ní àgbáyé second class citizen náà máa pè ìdí rèé tó yẹ pé lábẹ́ bó tilẹ̀ wò kórí wọ́n fẹ́ wọ́n kọ̀ wọ́n láti tọ pinpin torí àdúrà fún rẹ̀ ti sọ pé fídíò yẹn o ó wà o 12 minutes ni ó dẹ̀ wà lórí fóònù kejì ẹjọ́ kí ló dé tọ́lọ́pàá máa ṣe fáwọn ọ̀fẹ́ rí kí ló dé tọ́ máa ṣe ní pé dandan tàbá wọ́ọ̀dì àwọn òtún ní dáwà náà irú ọlọ́pàá àtijọba bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣètò àti parun torí bọ́lọ́pàá ṣe lágbára tó bí sójà ṣe lágbára tó olórí agbára ọwọ́ aráàlú ló wà àfi tí a bá mọ ipò wa tàbá ṣe ríra wa bí ẹrú aláti fi ìfẹ́ ká fi sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ká jà fún ìlú wa torí ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa àtọ̀wọ́ wa. I don't know if I should say that in English. Do I interpret that in English? I mean, to pick it. Okay, that will be okay. I'll still come to it. Maybe if another person asks question, we'll get to that.
Good afternoon. My name is Borisha Fadowa. I'm also character. My question goes to Mr. Yomi Fabiyi. Mommy, go back. Last interest.
Wait. Our legal question, my face, our lawyer. So what is the legal question? Okay, she's a lawyer. I can pass it. My guy says I can pass it. So I have the legal power.
Okay.
Go on.
Last Congress. Mommy, go back.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yomi Fabiyi. I will restrict myself to the legal aspect of it. We know this. We're talking of criminal investigation and prosecution in this matter. If it is civil, there's what we call limitation law. If I slap you, if I offend you in a way that you feel you should seek redress, if you don't do that within stipulated time under the law, your right to seeking redress may be gone and gone forever. But in criminal matter, anytime fresh evidence is stumbled upon, then that's another course of action as far as criminal prosecution is concerned. But don't forget, we can say so much, maybe under our roofs, in our rooms, in our closets, we can talk so much. We're saying this. Court is a court of law. Court of justice according to law. The evidence presented is what the court will rely upon in resolving issues. But don't forget, as a call, clarion call to the citizen, I want to address that too as well. If you are called upon to sit up and take care of your rights, in legal magazine said equity will not hit indolence. You don't sleep over your rights, and we've done this for a long while. That we've said it is a wise saying that wise man, that wise woman who keeps quiet in the period of moral crisis. He said, hottest part of the earth should be reserved for him. If we are accessory to any evidence, a fact that may prove and establish a case in court, definitely we should not spare it. It's even a criminal offense to withhold evidence from court. So if someone is having a report that is withholding, all these things are in the public domain. They may not be before the court, but I can assure you, no matter how fast fuzzled you run, one day truth will catch up with it.
First and foremost, if we all could recall, the first protest that emanated from this Justice for Mohbad was widespread. It was felt in all the parts of the country and all over the world. And the funny reality is that we don't even have evidence then. We don't even have confession. We don't see something of a clue then. The only thing we saw was bent neck. Now that we have seen Adura coming out to express himself, and the funny part is this, let's be honest with ourselves. Whether Adura, whether Damola Ainde, the Abib guy in court, they were both in the house when Mohbad passed on. If that case went on, one of them will go to prison. And now, under the Lagos State government and Lagos State Police Command, they want to settle that kind of a case. And yet, our own concern about the confession and the video will not be touched. And you want to accept that?
No.
And you think people in the north will accept that? No. And you think people in the east will accept that?
No.
Whether there is hunger, whether there is this, there is that in the country, the most important thing is that we want to live and we want to enjoy the time we have. If in our own country, the case of murder will be swept under the carpet, or we'll be getting the backing of the Nigerian police, and the government and political parties will be watching on, then we don't have a country yet. Then you and I are not safe.
Yes.
And that is why you need to understand that these are the basic ideology they keep in the society so that we can be perpetually exploited. That is why every day, January to December, go to major embassies, foreign embassies. Nigerians will kill in front of embassies as if there is war in Nigeria. When will that end? One case will set the record straight and will free the nation. We are no longer kids in this country. And it is time for us to understand that the power of the people is sacrosanct. We need to come together. Like I said, we're going to be giving 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, and if there is no motion, there is no decisive action, then we will know and we can easily face and say to the entire Nigerian police, for now, we have utmost respect that, oh, maybe a section of the Nigerian police is compromised. It's possible, it can happen. But the authority of the Nigerian police, they have the ample opportunity to redeem that image now. And tell those that are trying to hoodwink the Nigerian police name and integrity into this and say, don't do it. If there is anything the youth will frown against, if there is anything all the students in Nigeria will frown against, is that if the institution of the police will openly, blatantly support a murderer, there is no way that kind of police will cease to make sense even in the international community. Because all these games is becoming nauseating and it's preposterous. It's not acceptable. It's not making sense again. How can we report, I'm a citizen? How can I send with my hard-earned stress and money? Look at this case. Look at evidence sent to me. Details of how Mohbad died in a case you are doing. And suddenly they said, we are not going into that. To even harmonize the case become a problem. And that police station will still want to say, we are here to maintain law and order. How does that make sense? Is homicide case not part of law and order? If we fold our hands, we need to make it straight known to them that you might think it is going to be difficult for Nigerian people to revolt and demand for the right. But in this case, if I look, it's not about Mohbad. It's about my life, the life of your son, your daughter. Your daughter will have a lover. Anybody could fall in love with anybody and say, let me go and visit him in Kaduna. Let me go and visit him somewhere. Look at how parents toil and suffer on their children. And somebody will strangle that child and say, I'm angry. Without recourse to your effort on your child. That is what they want us to accept as a society. They know Mohbad was killed in that house. They know it. And at the end of the day, they want to tell the public that we are irrelevant. That the Nigerian public, we don't even matter. That our lives means nothing. That they can use the tool of government and the institution of government. And I can tell you for free, this does not represent what the president of this country, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, stands for. He is a Democrat. Trust me. Forget about everybody will say so many lies. Most of his political enemies, look at them. Those that betrayed him, those that didn't, they are alive. He still forgive them. He has simplified that you can disagree and then agree. If it was disagreement that happened between Mohbad and whoever took his life, why can't they spare his life? Why can't they learn from Asiwaju, from his political enemies? So what are you telling me? Nobody should use the name of a president to actually think he will support them taking the life of another person, not on their lives. So Mr. President, it is not our intention to eat the polity. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, it is not our intention to eat the polity. But if you fail to listen to the yearning of the public and you're making it look like we are stupid, we are irrelevant, and not take decisive action with this new lead within 2 weeks, we will give times 3 of NSAS. Exactly. We will give times 3 of NSAS. Trust me. Yomi Fabiyi, I will never back down.
We stand by you.
I will never back down. I can tell you for free, you all know me, I will never back down.
We stand by you.
I will go straight and I will stand, even if I'm standing alone. I will ensure I fight for the future of my children and the children of the other friends and other citizens and the old ones in this society. It is time for you to understand that the public gave you the power you are using. Yes. Without the public, there is no police. Yes. Without the public, there is no soldiers. Yes. Without the public, there is no governor. Yes. Without the public, there is no president. Yes. Why will you not listen to us in Mohbad's case? Why will you want to listen to criminals? And this is warning. I don't care your status or who you are. If you are part of a syndicate, aiding and abetting the person that took Mohbad's life, it is not just about taking the life. Yes. It is the images, the scenes, and the activities surrounding it that we don't want in our society. Take your hands off if you care about your hard-earned reputation. Because the moment we get to know you are involved, before you take our lives, we'll end your relevance. Yes. God will come after you. Amen. The way Pharaoh went after the children of Israel and vanished in the Red Sea, all of you together, including your children, will never be relevant against in this country. Yes. We are going to be coming for you and we're coming with full force. Yes. We're not backing down. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Bless you. You will not use your children for justice for more. By the grace of God, we are going higher, higher, higher. Nobody will kill you. By the grace of God Almighty. People are with you, and I'm with you too. To me, please, Mr. Yomi, I want to just give you an advice. Why can't you write a letter to an NGO, letterhead paper, to the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and state some things inside. Again, write another one to Governor Sanwo-Olu before that 2 weeks. When 2 weeks now ends, then you know what to do. Please, that's my own advice. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Please give her a round of applause. I want to believe that is a valid piece of advice, and I would do as you said, ma'am. In the next 3 days, we'll ensure that this gets to the president. Trust me, like I said, the Nigerian police at the high level, higher than the Lagos State Police Command, they are already on the matter. But of course, anything can happen. You know, we just have to continue to do what is right and continue to speak. I'm not going to be writing off the protest, because that is a language most political associations, you know, political parties and governments tend to listen to. And none of us will die. When we protest the first time for Mohbad, did anybody die? No. Was any public property looted? No. So why should anybody make it look like peaceful protest is not your right? Peaceful protest is fundamental human right. It is a language of the oppressed. And that is what we are suggesting. But of course, that is a valid angle to it. We're going to be writing, and we'll do exactly as you said, and I will put it on my social media that I've done it. I have the number of the special advisor to the president on media, and I will try and pass it to you and a few other persons in the presidency. The chief of staff to the president is an old student of Igobi College, which I'm also an old student, I cover. So chief of staff, if you're listening to me, up I see, say. We're going to be sending in the letter. Hopefully, they will react to it before that time. But trust me, Nigerian youths, Nigerian students, National Association of Nigerian Students, this is a clarion call. It is the future and the soul of this country. It is time for us to pass the message to the government. If this is what they want to use the Nigerian police to do, but hopefully they will prove to us that that is not the case. But we have to set a date. I'm not backing down on the 2 weeks time, but I will do exactly as I said. And I want to believe within 5 days, they should be able to get the letter and respond to us, and we'll see positive reaction. So that is it, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yes, sir. You have a question.
Where's the mic?
Where's the mic?
When you're asking questions, allow the mic to get to you before you talk, so that it can be taken properly.
Justice for Mohbad.
Uncle Yomi, number one, nǹkan fẹ́ kí n fún iṣẹ́ takuntakun tẹ́ ń ṣe. Lórúkọ Jésù, ayé òní kan and you will not be put to shame, lórúkọ Jésù. And the lawyers beside you, sir, I pray for you too, sir. The Lord will back you up. Lórúkọ Jésù, iṣẹ́ yẹn ò ní sú yín. Sir, there is a question I want to ask, and each time tí máa rántí question, it bothers me a lot, and it goes to what Wunmi said. Mohbad's ex-girlfriend, because me, I will not say, because Mohbad is late already. She said something. Oni kú tó yẹ kí Liam kú ni Mohbad kú. Yes, sir. Oni kú tó yẹ kí Liam kú ni Mohbad kú. And they are not doing anything. If the wife can come out and set the son in her hand, is emergency òyìnbó sọ lọ pàápàá wípé ìyíkú tó yẹ kí Liam kó kú òun ni ọkọ òun kú ẹni tó ń pè ní bàbá ọmọ, then definitely there is some implications. Uncle Yomi, my legal daddy and co, please can you say something about that? God bless you, sir. I want to mention my name, sorry. My name is Monjola Oluwa from God's Protection Platform on TikTok.
Thank you very much. For that, if actually that one was said, there are some things you say that may not be taken against you. Anything In fact, there are some actions you take that may not impute criminality on you. One of them is when you do something out of provocation. If this thing was said, possibly, I don't know at what forum was that statement made. Now, excuse me, one thing we are saying, and I think it is still the same thing we are saying, this matter needs to be investigated. Investigation as it is now is still at the lowest ebb. For instance, the matter my colleagues was in court for today was at the instance of a petition written from our office. And when the petitioner, the complainant, when will he now become
witness? Spectator. I'm a spectator.
Anyway, there is always a way around all those situations. When the chiefs are down, if my petition is not properly investigated, maybe there is a trial based on another petition, not at the instance of my petition. That my petition is kept in limbo. It is still alive. It will be later made reference to, and the petition will not die. It's either I withdraw it or it was invalidated. That no, this petition has no, it has no name of the petitioner, or there is no, if that one is not done, if a wishy-washy trial is put up based on that, then we will refer back to that. Now, on that statement and many other, don't forget I said all these things, if they are not before the court, then they are not evidence. Yet, if they are before the court, then questions will be asked. When questions are asked, decision, opinion of the court will be drawn from it. And we will know if justice has been served or not. Thank you very much.
Mr. Yomi.
Yeah, he's doing a very, very commendable job. At all points, you'll be calling our office and asking a lot of legal advice and then how to go about this case. Mo mọ̀ pé matter yìí wọ́n arrest àwọn suspect. Wọ́n mú àwọn suspect kan. And in any criminal matter, there will be prime suspects. Prime suspects mean pé àwọn ilé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ mú wọn because they are actually at the locus stabilis. Níbi tí nǹkan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo wọn wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Even kò jẹ́ bàbá yàn, kò jẹ́ ìyá yàn, kò jẹ́ àbúrò, ẹ̀gbọ́n. Téèyàn kan bá ṣàtìkú níbì kan, gbogbo àwọn tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ti di prime suspects. Torí pé wọ́n wà níbi tí nǹkan yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Now, in criminal justice administration, then thorough investigation should be done. Very, very thorough. That's why in the United States of first world countries, you see a case file, once it is open, it is there for 40 years. Even so, insofar as they continue investigation, they have not made the iron cast evidence to charge these people to court or to prosecute them. The case file will continue to be open. Ó dìgbà tí wọ́n bá conclude the investigation lórí pé àwọn ti rí iron cast evidence mean pé evidence tó jẹ́ pé nobody can discredit even in court examination whatever court máa bìí pẹ̀lú ọ̀dẹ̀ máa gbà wọlé ó lè máa ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀. So eléyìí àwọn sound criminal justice administration nìyẹn. But Nigeria, a lot of, like Governor has said, a lot of things interplay, compromise and all that, corruption, so you cannot rule all these things, all these facets out. But where there is a sound criminal justice system, in fact, all these people will have to be investigated thoroughly and the investigation should be concluded and charged to court. Justice in this case only requires three cardinal things. One, thorough investigation. to arrest of suspects, crime and crime and another suspects, then prosecution. Commented that justice no matter any, and the convener is very, very keen in that. He's not doing it for namesake or popularity. He's doing it genuinely. And when we have studied him, we have seen that the person that we can work with to achieve this goal. And that is why the aim is just justice. And we have written several letters, several petitions to the police, and the advice that has been given, we will also key into it. Write these people to make sure that justice is done. We're not going to be swept under the carpet. These things, it's just like, it will not be like a clone in the night, which should be casted away. No. We are going to make sure that the objective is achieved and justice is done, not only for Mohbad, but for all and sundry. That's what we need. I don't know whether I've answered that question.
In furtherance to that, except we are deceiving ourselves, we've had high-profile matters, murders that are yet to be resolved. And even by layman standard, by the roadside, you will see that this thing appears non-convoluted, it is not difficult if you look at it. If a minister of justice in the country is killed, in a country where Minister of Justice was killed in his bedroom, that is not in a mob action, in his bedroom, by whatever means, were there no contacts? If rivals were used, were the rivals not licensed? You can trace, this phone was stolen some days after I bought it. The police in Alago, they got this phone for me. You said, and that was how everybody in my office, in my family was saying, so the police can do anything good? Honestly. And what are we talking about? If we're shying away from the realities, it's Mohbad now. Do you know how many other cases that have passed after Mohbad, before Mohbad? We are saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even when there are troubles in some part of the country that we are sitting down and we say it doesn't matter, it's not here yet. But now that it's staring everybody in the face, you are sending your children out in the day, you don't know what becomes of them. You are only happy when your children return back to you at night. Is that your country? Is that your country? So I want to believe, maybe this one, I believe so much in the core of this organization, and that is why we are working with them. And just like we've said, there may be amendment to some plans and some things. We are going to give advice, legal advice, to the organization. Elijah gave one the other time. But in the meantime, why is it difficult to do the right thing? Why should I write a petition and my petition will now be subordinated into someone's? I will now be made to be a standby and onlooker in my own petition. Questions must be asked. Do you know most of the times all these things are not even in the system, but individual actions here and there? Are we saying even there are hierarchy in the Nigerian police, for instance? If Lagos command is not doing my case very well, I can go elsewhere. Yes. I can go to the next level. I can do it and I continue to do it until justice is achieved. And I think that is what this body, this congregation is out for. We are singling Mohbad case out. We are making it a reference point, a point of contact for needless killing, needless death, needless loss of lives that we are seeing every now and then. And I believe, we strongly believe that we will get to the bottom of this. Thank you so much.
Checking the government. Sister Tenny, what is second in people from you?
No, FPC speaker. FPC.
Sister Tenny.
Put it in the speaker.
Okay. Oh yeah, one for your mate on you. Wọ́n ní kí n sọ fún yín wípé nígbà tí ọ̀rẹ́ Mohbad prime boy tó post kíní CCTV camera fídíò tó wà tí Mohbad ṣe wípé post ẹ̀ wípé immediately Wùmí jáde síta wípé kàn jọ pé kàn máa post ẹ̀ kàn máa fún ní relevant wípé because at the end of the day ó lè lọ pay for ọkọ òun wípé ó yá kí lẹ́ni kí
ẹ kọ́ sọ àgbọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹgbẹ́ máa kẹ́sì rẹ̀.
wọ́n ní kí n gbé fún yín báwọn gbọ́.
Evidence of it for me for that Wunmi said they should not play voice notes. They should not give their own prime boy relevance because it can favor Mohbad to one. They should not play. So we want government to do something about it. That's what I want.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that question, Madam Tenny. Like I have opined severally, as a matter of fact, when I decided to go fully into this justice for Mohbad, when I realized that almost a year plus, there is a snail process in the whole quest for justice, no evidence, and they're in Corona court, they're waiting for toxicology. What I deduced is that one of the reasons why the case could not go to trial was lack of key evidence and witness. And I understand that there is need for us to have a digital and video evidence. So I proceeded to the estates, Royal Pine Estate, where Mohbad actually lived, and I was able to move around, and I was lucky to move into some facilities to get some first-hand incidents. And again, the CCTV in Mohbad's house, there was somebody in that estate who came on my live show, told me that the person that built Mohbad's house, the same developer built their own houses, or majority of the houses in that axis in the estate, that they have CCTV installation. And it turns out to be true eventually, though they were able to threaten the person severally that she backed off from our claims. But before she could back off, she told me Mohbad belonged to the WhatsApp of landlords on that estate. Again, when we were able to get court injunction through the police, not the Lagos State Police Command, Aya Police Command, we were able to get access into the house, and we saw that from the experts that we took down, the CCTV experts, they confirmed that no, this is a CCTV installation. And the only reason why they could not uproot the complete cables that would transmit images was because it was conduit. Before they have to take all the wires out, it's going to take probably building or tearing the whole stuff out. So they couldn't. And that is where we were like, why didn't maybe the family and the legal team then, the police, did they see that? It was when the police that went together, when they investigated, like, wow, what's going on? But it's still the same police. And I still believe in the Nigerian police until they prove otherwise in the next 2 weeks. So the CCTV in Mohbad's house, it must come out. And that is one of the reasons why Madam Tenny is emphasizing that the moment Prime Boy made mention of CCTV, there was an attempt to quell it and extinguish it. Because for almost a year, everybody just accepted that there was no CCTV. So now the police they would have to do everything humanly possible to ensure that the CCTV in Mohbad's house, they should dig deep, and we will be surprised, and we'll even commend them if they crack it and they eventually bring out the CCTV. They know where it is, because in the room there is traces of a TV, a screen, where the CCTV, projects on, and then the wires, they were there. Do you understand? So part of the things we're going to be reminding the police, if they decide to look back into this case, the public is asking that they should lift the case file from the Lagos State Police Command and the higher authority take over and start afresh. Within 1 week, they will get the truth. It's no longer far-fetched. So they will look into the aspect of the CCTV. We'll include it. It's possible, right? We'll include it in our concerns, and they should be able to unravel that. So,
and again, sir, there is a voice note of Mohbad and Yomi, when Mohbad was telling Yomi that he was very. I don't know if you give us access to play the voice note for.
Go ahead, if you have it. And then before they play that, there is a missing pause. If anybody see a pause, maybe it falls off or something, please kindly bring it to the front or raise it up. Please,
Thank you very much.
May his deathful soul continue to rest in peace.
Amen. Let's all stand up again for the national anthem. Please, if you don't know it, let's just listen. If you know it, please sing. And if you don't know it, just sit your mouth.
You can pause it now.
ibi tó kú pàtì kan wà
No,
lẹ́sẹ̀
there is
náà.
another voice. We
No.
will record them.
Ibi tí Wùmí fúnra ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀.
No, Mohbad fúnra rẹ̀ ló sọ̀rọ̀. Mohbad ní ẹ fẹ́ wá jàn mí mọ́lé ni àbí ẹ fẹ́ wá pa mí mọ́lé. Tẹ́ bá pa mí mọ́lé ẹ lè pa wọ́n bí mi. Ọ fẹ́ wá jàn mí
mọ́lé. Not this one. Not this particular one. Where is that one? Ẹ̀gbọ́n ilé ìtàn ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan play ilé ìtàn náà.
Why is it yẹn sórí ṣe mẹ́ta?
Ó máa jẹ́ forever. Ó máa regret life to live. Wàhálà ìtàlẹ̀ gbé fúwo. Ó ní ìlú gbé ò bá wọrí ni. Ó mọ kankan ìwà tí gbogbo fámìlì wàhálà ìtàlẹ̀ tó bá yẹ kó ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ ti ń jẹ lọ. Ilé rẹ̀ máa fi ṣàtẹ̀yìn wàhálà ìtàlẹ̀ àṣìṣe tó máa rí nìyẹn. Wàhálà ìtàlẹ̀ máa fi ṣìkẹ́yìn àwọn tó kú ẹ̀. Nípa máa ṣe aṣọ tí mo ní bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ò wọ̀ ìyá ẹ̀ lọ gbé sí mi lórí ó gbé sí mi lórí ó fẹ́ pa mí ṣe ayé ẹ̀ fẹ́ bàjẹ́. Ó fẹ́ ṣe orí burúkú ni. Má wọrí náà, má wọrí. Ó fẹ́ ṣe àpá mi àbí. Ìwọ tí wọ́n kú lé gbogbo ayé pátápátá. Ìwọ ṣe àlùpà mi. Ṣùwọ́n
So he actually said it. So wait, now it's quite funny. It's quite funny. Even terrible.
Inú bá ṣe ẹgbẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ tí mo tún sọ yìí, Mohbad mention èèyàn kan which is Ayan. Ó ní ìwà ti Ayan. Tẹ́fọ́dẹ̀ rí Ayan yẹn, òun ló gbà ní everywhere. Òun ló ṣe kámẹ́rà pé pọ́tẹ̀jẹ̀ kí Ayan jẹyàn ó ní if anything happen to me, yàtọ̀ sí wọ́n fẹ́ jọ mi mọ́lé. Ó ní if anything happen to me, hold Cynthia responsible, which is Wunmi Adebanjo.
He mentioned her name.
Honestly, and in that first record, Wunmi ní ẹ jẹ́ ń bọ́lẹ̀ nínú mọ́tò yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n bọ́lẹ̀. Láàárín yẹn, àárín ẹ̀kọ́ tó bá Mohbad nígbà tí ní yé, which is all caution ẹ̀ pé kó dákẹ́ kó má ṣe fídíò yẹn mọ́. So who is Ayan, who is Cynthia tí wọ́n lè arrest wọn? Látijọ́ yìí, and no one mention them.
Maybe you should understand what they are trying to say. At the instance of the case, from this audio, I don't know whether the police have access to this. And secondly, throughout the investigation, I don't think Wunmi was ever made a suspect. No. Adura Aloba, not a suspect. No. Darosha, no, not a suspect. The Damola in question now that they are claiming is impersonator, who was there when Mohbad died, was never a suspect.
None of them except
prime boy,
who
was not even in
the house.
Sorry.
Is there another new person? Okay.
It's not question. Concerning that voice note that she's talking about, I guess there's another one because the information they passed out was Mohbad has phobia for hospital. And we have series of video where he is crying. I'm in the hospital. Wọ́n treat me o, ẹ má jẹ́ kí n kú báyìí o, ẹ ṣàánú mi o. You understand? So with this, I still believe the people around him, most especially the wife, has a lot of questions to answer. If there will be permission, let them play the voice so you can listen to it as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Saturday no one video 10 so if you.
I don't want to die. Help me, please don't want to die. Oh, you're not saying bye bye. I don't want to die. You get poor. When you want to go to the doctor, over there. Hey, how about nobody going to go? I'm in jail, bro. Please don't help me. I don't want to die. Help me, please help me. Oh yeah, what's your bad boy? I don't want to get. You get when you want to go back.
It's quite sad. He actually fought for his life. But the only thing is that we, the public, if every other people attached to him failed him, just the way you will not want the public to fail your child, just the way you will not want the public to fail you, if you go on NYC in a strange land, in a community that you're not used to, you have to stand up and let your voice be heard. If we as a society collectively keep this as our collective policy and way of life, this country will get better. We won't need to be looking for visas because we want to go and start. We would be so contented with our country. It is one, I don't know who is trying to make this country not workable. We should check our homes. Parents should pay less attention to things that are not relevant. They should pay attention to raising children. Social media is grooming children now. We need to give time for our children and us. We need to start engaging and raising children the right way, to understand that you need to be looking for things that will be of communal benefit. We should stop our selfish aggrandizement. Everything is about ourselves. You go to church, you go to mosque, you go to shrines, about you. We should start thinking about Nigeria. Nigeria is the ultimate that we have. If we take care of Nigeria, it will take care of all of us. And that is why we must stand up. In the next 2 weeks, we must be able to pass the right message on key things that concerns all of us. Yes. Taking people's life is all of us business. And how life will be preserved, value for human lives, is our business. Mohbad's life was taken without dignity and recourse to what he has as a dream. And that could be a gift you want to pass to another person, including your child. You coming up and standing up in the next 2 weeks will put a stop to it. It will be reduced to the barest minimum. Because we have to be united in one voice and say, this can never be who and what represents us as a nation. It's quite sad. You know, those voice notes is making me get weaker. But it will look like Mohbad just died last week. Yes. Trust me, I know the government, they will dare us. They will say nothing will happen. They will make attempts. They will start with the persecution and lies. They will do it. But I am telling you, don't back down. I am already sacrificing myself, whatever the lie they should do with me. The public, you made me. You gave me the name I have. I want to give back to the public. And if whatever is going to be coming to me is persecution, attacks, lies, I will take it on your behalf. But please, don't let it go down the drain without you fighting. You must never, it's your country. The public will never go down. Fight on and ensure that justice is served. Let this case stand as a study case that will represent us all over the world, that we as a nation, we value human lives and will never allow any public institution to toe the path of criminality so blatantly. This one is too glaring. They think we are slaves. They think if they are in government position or public institution, the rest of the citizens, we are irrelevant. They believe we are raised with fear. Please, homes, parents, raise children with the ability to express themselves. Stop using torture as a means of correcting children at home. It is adding to the fear those people in government are using as a return back to us. The next generation needs to be grateful to us. Let us do all we can to alleviate the present problem so that we can have a better country. We want to take probably how many more questions so that we can...
My last question,
how many
sir.
questions?
My last
Have
question.
you access to the command outside the Lagos State Police Command and SCID, and then they will be able to look into the case holistically, because the too many evidence are literally social media and everywhere that clearly shows that there were so many anomalies and wrongdoing that led to Mohbad's demise. and it's already a public case. We want something that will represent us well. So we believe that 2 weeks is enough for the police to rearrange their philosophies and take the case back to the right path. But if in 2 weeks, the top hierarchy, right from the IG, the AIG, DIG, AIGs, they refuse to, attend to our plight and complain, a civil and lawful one like this, then it will conclude that the entire Nigerian police force are willing to stand behind murderers, which, of course, we must be able to stand up and fight against as a people, because that does not represent who we are as a nation. Nowhere in the world should any police institution back murderers, especially in glaring cases like this with serious, damning and convincing evidences. So, of course, we're going to be coming out.
This is a serious allegation against the Nigerian police force. And is there concrete evidence that indeed the Nigerian police is trying its best to subvert justice?
Of course. When you look at, like I said, the arm of the Nigerian police, which is the Lagos State Police Command, which is saddled with the responsibility of investigating the case because of jurisdiction, is the Lagos State Police Command. And when you look at the things that have been happening lately, particularly right from the investigation and up to this level, you will know that that is not policing. It's not, hunters will not even investigate this way, because in spite of the effort of a few to cover it up, the evidences keep coming naturally out. And it's looking like it's instigating the public to say, what is going on? Why should we be respecting this set of police if this is what they will be doing with the justice? The administration of criminal justice law would never permit that the police should cover up murderers. Now look at the case. I reported a case to the state command, the SCID. I wrote the petition there. And suddenly, somebody who actually is meant to be the suspect wrote to the commissioner of police and saying that, oh, somebody is trying to impersonate me. I don't know whether they included that aspect of, because normally if they are impersonating you, it is okay for the CP to say, what were they impersonating you with? And what is it about this video? And even, of course, it should be able to be linked to like, oh, we are even investigating this particular case in our command. So why should somebody who was in the house with you when Mohbad died, in a case we are investigating that we're still looking for the cause of death, why should the person even think of using your handle to say this is how the person died? Some people have been looking for. And then why should the person say, I want to give video? How much more to even believe that there was even an impersonation? And then the next thing, this person that was meant to be a suspect, which is Adura Aloba, suddenly become the complainant. And my case, my petition was unattended to. And then by the time I got a lead and went to the police and said, okay, harmonize the whole case and then investigate the impersonation, investigate the witness account of how Mohbad died, investigate the video. And then they suddenly, at the same command, they said they are not going to be looking into that, the video. They are not looking even into the confession. That the only thing they want to treat is the impersonation. Trying to give a cover for Adura Aloba, who actually shutted me up.
Family members of the deceased have accused you of meddling, of being an interloper. And they are saying that there's a possibility that there's something sinister about your love for this case. Family members. So it's necessary that we listen to them. What do you have to say about some of these allegations?
You know, when you are overhyping the status of family with this kind of set of people, except the father, they actually don't deserve to be called family to Mohbad. They've lost their right to be called his family. The moment they messed up with his life is after death that way. Because let's be honest with ourselves. If truly a nurse was invited to come and inject Mohbad and he ran into an anaphylactic reaction and he died, let's assume that is even a lie, it never happened. Let's assume that was what happened. That is not a natural death. For somebody who is being threatened for months, that is running for his life, all these people you are saying that say I have something sinister, it's because they don't want a secret to be revealed.
ask yourself the honest question. You should have asked either of them. Did you report that incident to the police? They failed to report the activities of the nurse to the police because the police were not aware. They